Syrian opposition forces have captured the country's fourth-largest city Hama after fierce battles with Bashar al-Assad's forces. The government forces stated on Thursday that they had to retreat after the insurgents penetrated several parts of the city. The leader of an opposition group Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, HTS, Abu Mohammed al-Julani, declared that opposition forces had full control over the strategic city. The insurgents entered the strategically important hub of Hama after intense fighting with government forces on its outskirts. "Our heroic people in Homs, your time has come," a spokesperson for the rebels said Thursday. Hama is the second major city to be captured by Syrian rebels in their week-long offensive. Earlier, opposition faction led by Hayat Tahrir al-Sham captured the country's second-largest western city of Aleppo. Located at key crossroads in western central Syria, Homo provides direct supply line between the capital Damascus and Aleppo. The chief of UK-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, Rami Abdurrahman, earlier said that, if Hama falls, it means that the beginning of the regime's fall has started. It should be noted that Hama is one of the cities that remained under Bashar al-Assad's control during Syria's civil war, which erupted in 2011.
من وين حضرتك؟ من وين حضرتك؟ خلصنا من حماه، الله يهده، خلصنا منه، الله يحرق قلبه 500 مع انه يمنا كل 50 واحد واقفين، الله يحرق قلبه مثل ما حرق قلب العالم.
الله يوفقكم ويثبت خطاكم ويوفقكم ان شاء الله للنصر للشام.
ان شاء الله يا رب.
ان شاء الله باذن الله.
هنا من داخل السجن المركزي.
الله أكبر، تركينها شغالة. الله أكبر من بوابة حماة.
The leader of Syria's most powerful insurgent group toured the seized city of Aleppo on Wednesday in a surprise visit, the first since the group captured large parts of the city over the weekend as fierce fighting intensifies in the government-led counteroffensive in northern Hama. Abu Mohammed al-Julani, who heads the jihadi group Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, greeted crowds of supporters near the city's citadel as he smiled and waved in dark green military garb. Surrounded by masked gunmen in flak jackets, men and boys chanted "God is great" as he walked through the heart of Syria's largest city. The sudden capture of Aleppo, also an ancient business hub, was a stunning prize for Syrian opponents of President Bashar Assad. It was the first opposition attack on the city since 2016, when a brutal Russian air campaign retook the northwestern city for Assad after rebel forces had initially seized it. Intervention by Russia, Iran and Iranian allied militant Hezbollah and other groups has allowed Assad to remain in power. The latest flare-up in Syria's long civil war comes after forces opposed to Assad ousted his troops from Aleppo and seized towns and villages in southern parts of the northwestern Idlib province, likely exploiting the fact that Assad's main regional and international backers were preoccupied with their own wars. The offensive is being led by the jihadi HTS as well as an umbrella group of Turkish-backed Syrian militias called the Syrian National Army. For years, both have entrenched themselves in northwest Idlib province and parts of northern Aleppo, as the battered country reeled from years of political and military stalemates. The war between Assad and his foreign backers and the array of armed opposition forces seeking his overthrow has killed an estimated 500,000 people over the past 13 years. Elsewhere, Syrian authorities said their counteroffensive pushed back insurgents attempting to advance to the strategic central city of Hama, while the insurgents said they captured more Syrian troops and Iran-backed militants in fierce battles. Syrian state Sana news agency on Wednesday said insurgents retreated some 20 kilometers from government-held Hama, Syria's fourth-largest city, as government troops backed by Russian air power entrenched themselves in the outskirts. Fierce fighting has raged for days as Damascus fears that the insurgents will make their way into Hama as they did over the weekend into Aleppo. A Syrian photographer working for the German news agency DPA was killed in an airstrike near Hama, the agency said Wednesday. Anas al-Karbutli, 32, has long documented Syria's civil war, which started after a brutal crackdown on a popular uprising against Assad in 2011. He has worked for DPA since 2017. Ali Suleiman, a freelance journalist who was with al-Karbutli when the strike happened but was unharmed, said that a low-flying plane circled overhead before striking at a group of journalists which Suleiman said indicated the targeting was deliberate.